voices to the sky. Praise the one who gave us life. To you we come with grateful hearts. Now's the time to break away, rid ourselves of all the shame. To you we give our open hearts. Let's sing it with our hearts, with our minds, with your love in your name. We keep the hope alive, so hear us with our hearts, with our minds, with your love in your name. Break my heart down to my knees. Let your truth wash over me. Break the walls so I can see clarity. Raise your voices to the sky. Praise the one who gave us life. To you we offer selfless hearts. Your open arms take our hands. Our hearts are filled with selfless love. Let's sing it with our hearts, with our minds, with your love in your name. We keep the hope alive, so hear us with our hearts, with our minds, with your love in your name. Break my heart down to my knees. Let your truth wash over me. Break the walls so I can see in clarity. Break my heart down to my knees. Oh, oh. Let your truth wash over me. Break the walls so I can see in clarity. Yeah. Hold me close till I am free. My heart is yours. 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 My heart is
So here's a quote for you. Hope starts with you. As an ignorant man committing evil deeds does not realize the consequences, the imprudent man is consumed by his own deeds like one burnt by fire. Thank you. So we create our own hope, right? Hope starts with us. We build our own houses of hope based on the thoughts. Every day we're building either a house of hope or a house of hell, right? And this is the deeds of this man or woman. He's burning himself by the way that he's living, because the house that he's building is one of hell. And when you're surrounding yourself with almost an expectation that you're gonna fail, an expectation that I can't reach that goal. I'm not really good at reaching goals. I'm not really good at, being friendly with people. You start to build this house, and every room you just go into another room, and it's just another room of expecting to fail, expecting to lose, right? And you start to believe that, oh, that's just me. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm probably just born to be a failure. I'm born to be a loser. I'm born to be poor. I'm born to be this or that. And you start to expect this of yourself. It's crazy. And so it's very true. But we can conversely go the opposite way, and we can expect great things and walk like that and carry that with us, because you can see somebody when you're talking to them and when you're dealing with a person who has expectations of failure. You can see it in them. It travels with them. It's in every word that they say. You know that they don't believe in themselves. But people of strong belief who expect greatness, you can also feel that because they're walking with God. And in our church, I always really try to walk with God and true parents with me at all times, and expect that people can feel that from me. Do you know what I'm saying? And people like that who are in a negative space, who are expecting to fail, many times they start to play the blame game, and they start to accuse God, right? Because they start to, well, I tried this goal, I tried. Have you ever heard anybody, have you ever prayed and tried for something like, yeah, but it didn't work, therefore God doesn't exist? That's their mathematics on that one. It's like, I tried once, it didn't work, so God's fake, period. Right? They start to accuse God. And I've known many people who've been a part of different religions who have had a bad experience, and then they just start to blame God, start to accuse God, start to accuse the religion. I'm sure many people at this church doing the same thing. I got something for that though. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. So this is the Bible speaking about vengeance or resentment, anything like trying to get even with the people. That's none of our business, actually. We're not in the vengeance business, okay? This is not the human responsibility. We see how that goes. That's a never-ending fail. That's an epic historical fail, is trying to get vengeance, right? That's God's business. And this is also the strength of our faith too. If you truly believe in God, if somebody's doing you wrong, your job is to simply do the principal thing and to love them and to serve them regardless, and to change their heart, which is so much easier for me right here on a podium with a microphone saying, and it's really hard when somebody's persecuting me, hating on me and all this, but it's the truth and we all know it. Because if you believe in this and you believe in the idea of indemnity, that's God's business. Put forth this process. Karma, right? All this stuff. If you believe in that, that's the strength of your faith. Do not worry if somebody has hurt you. And the strength of your heart, the strength of your love, is your capacity to love even people who are being difficult to you in that moment. Okay? Does anybody remember? I mentioned this once, but before, I remember reading in a testimony, before True Father met Kim Il-sung for the first time, he prayed for 3 days straight to clear himself out, because he was praying that through this relationship, God could work. He was praying hope for his enemies. So our job, therefore, is not to worry about vengeance of any kind, but to simply hope that we will love that person and that God will work. That's an amazing faith, wouldn't you say? But it's a lot easier said than done. So a vision. Where there is no vision, people will perish. This is also from the Bible. Do you guys know what I'm talking about with that? So one good analogy is this morning we were stuck, right, in a bunch of snow. really way earlier in the morning than anybody who's, sane is alive to see. But when you're stuck in snow, anybody ever clap if you've ever been stuck in snow in a car? So okay? So when you're stuck, you have the opportunity to figure out a vision on how you're going to get out of that mess. Because the other option is to just put the pedal to the metal and you see people doing that all the time, right? They're like, whoa, I'm stuck. I better go faster going nowhere. And they just, you guys know what I'm saying? Yeah, they just, and they're not accomplishing anything. They're actually going deeper and deeper into the rut that they're in. You know what I'm saying? But we do that too. We do that exact same thing too. When we're stuck in life, we're like, man, I'm stuck. I better do more of the same, but even, faster somehow. Like, oh, my relationship with this person isn't working. I better ignore them still. Right? But having a vision for how you're going to get unstuck, that's what I want everybody to think about for a little bit right now. Again, close your eyes. There's a lot of eye-opening and closing today. Just close your eyes for a second and think about areas in your life where you feel stuck. Honestly, that could be, like I said, in a relationship with somebody. It could be in your faith, your relationship with Heavenly Parent, with true parents. It could be in your relationship with the local church. It could be in your relationship with money. It could be a bunch of things. But where do you honestly feel stuck? And if you're stuck in a rut in a certain area, what is your vision for getting unstuck? To understand that God has hope far beyond you being stuck. In fact, it's you who have allowed yourself to be stuck, but it's God who can help us get unstuck if we have hope and we work with God. So I want you to think a little bit about that right now. 2014, what is your vision for getting unstuck? How are you going to break free? You can open your eyes again. So this is where it starts to get good again. I focus on the negative a little bit, but this is what Reverend Sami Amun, who we call? Weak. Who we call? Thank you. Hope brings with it revival. Let's sing this. Let's sing it. The key of E. Let's say it together. Hope brings with it revival, development, victory, and prosperity. I'm sorry about the emoticons, but they're too cute. Paints a visual. But hope is like Santa Claus, and the bag that he's carrying is revival, development, victory, and prosperity. And we can invite hope. Hope is there. We just have to invite it, and we have to believe in it, and we have to walk with it. Okay? So if you set a high goal, right? So that, I don't know how to do this visually. Say this is my equator, my own personal equator is neutral. And you set a high hope, then you have to go down and, you have a goal, you have a goal that's this high, a high goal. You need to go the equivalent of the way down into your reservoir of hope and belief and effort in order to find the requisite amount of strength to achieve that goal. Do you know what I'm saying? So in order to achieve revival, development, victory, and prosperity, you have to dig deep and find hope in the most difficult of circumstances. Do you guys know anybody that did that in their lifetime? Maybe the founders of our church. When they had no hope. Still finding hope where it doesn't exist. That makes you an invaluable resource to this world. When you can find hope when nobody else does, that makes you so valuable to your friends, to your families. When you can invite people into that hope, and it's a real hope. Because when I joined this church, I didn't want to have kids because I didn't see hope in the world. So why have a kid if they're just going to blow up in global warming anyway, right? But actually, the divine principle clearly states that history is not just this vague blob of nothingness. It's actually very clear and it's very linear, and we're going in this rotation, and we can fix things, yes? We can fix things. We have to. So we have hope for our future because the purpose of this world was not to blow it up. The purpose of this world was to have a wonderful world, and God's not going to rest until that happens. So God has hope, okay? Because God continues to have eternal hope, today we too can continue to cherish an eternal hope. From what I understand, God has had so much hope because from the beginning he was looking for two people to be true parents, to be an example for the rest of us on how to love in accordance to the way we were built. Yes? Did they come? Yes, they came. So God is incredibly hopeful now. We might not be able to see it because we're stuck in this little portion of history, and all we can see is we're kind of in this little box of history, but in the vastness of history, this is just a little blip, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Some people call you crazy when you're an optimist, but I see no other option at this point because I understand. I really, truly feel this in my heart that there's so much hope. There's so many reasons for us to be hopeful. And the beauty of having a new year is it's a fresh start to just press reboot, to start over again, to dig deep, to find that hope inside of you, okay? Naughty future people. God works through the person who lives for the future, studies for the future, fights for the future, hopes for the future, and goes forward to make a new future. So two things is who hopes for the future. Somebody who hopes for the future and then goes forward to make a new future. Works, who does something, right? But first, you have to find a realistic hope. And then, like we learned, an expectation that that hope is going to come to fruition. Yes? There's a lot of mention of 2020. It's funny because it's not just our church. There's a lot of, I was doing a bunch of research about this, and there's a bunch of very spiritual organizations that are all talking about the same thing. And astrology and all this stuff is talking about we're leaving the dark age and we're heading towards an age of enlightenment. We're rounding around, like in the cosmos, something is happening. So things are coalescing, but things will definitely speed up if we put forth our effort. Yes? So when you have a goal, a plan, it's really important that you expect for it to come to pass. I got one more quote for you guys, okay? God's hope. This is true Father speaking again. Never forget that God has made you his instrument to complete the mission for the sake of humanity's future. By joining this fight, you can become God's princes and princesses who resurrect the people of the past, liberate the present, and give hope for future generations. Can you please clap for that? Can you clap for that? I'm going to say it again. Never forget that God has made you his instruments to complete the mission for the sake of humanity's future. By joining this fight, you can become God's princes and princesses who resurrect the people of the past, liberate the present, and give hope to future generations. I'm going to say this again, and you can say it with me if you want. Never forget that God has made you his instrument to complete the mission for the sake of humanity's future. By joining this fight, you can become God's princes and princesses who resurrect the people of the past, liberate the present, and give hope to future generations. We can feel like there's a lot of burden on us sometimes because we know certain things or because there's certain responsibility given to our church. But people of the past would have died to be living in the present. Don't mind the pun, but they would have done anything to live in our present day. And the people of the present are waiting for exactly what we have. I strongly believe that because I was waiting for it my whole life and it smacked me in the face and it was hard to accept. But when I did, it liberated everything. I have a son in the back who's changed. I cry every time I look at him. He's a miracle. And he's because of this. I'm one of the lucky people of the present who's been liberated. And I really want to provide that for people in the future. Please clap if you want to help other people too. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants some sort of rest. Our world's been spinning out of control for so long, and people want resolve. They want to be peaceful in their hearts and their families, and they just can't find the answers. And I really feel that I've found the answers in this church, and I really want to get that out to people. I really want people to know what I have in my heart, and I want to give that to them, okay? And I pray that we can do that, because I believe that we can.
rushes over me. There's only one way to figure out. Will you let me drown? Will you let me drown? Hey, now this is my desire. Consume me like a fire. 'Cause I just want something beautiful to touch me. I know that I'm in reach. 'Cause I am down on my knees, waiting for something beautiful. Something beautiful.
And the water is rising quick, and for years I was scared of it. We can't be sure when it will subside, so I won't leave your side. No, I can't leave your side.
Hey, now this is my desire. Consume me like a fire. I just want something beautiful to touch me. I know that I'm in reach. 'Cause I am down on my knees, waiting for something beautiful. Oh, 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 something beautiful. Oh, something beautiful. In a daydream, I could live like this. Won't stop until I found something beautiful.
When I wake up, all I want I have, but it's still not what I need.
Something beautiful. Hey, now this is my desire. Consume me like a fire. 'Cause I just want something beautiful to touch me. I know that